Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Jack and Erica. It's another morning stroll for baby girl and I. Today I decided to come back to downtown Celebration. I parked on the same street that Jack and I had parked on last time, just doing a little bit different of a walk today that looked more shaded. So we're just gonna have a beautiful little morning walk. Baby girl is almost sleeping now. She loves to be walked on my concrete. It just puts her right to sleep sometimes if she's in like a sleepy state. But I'm just walking through this right now. It's a little bit sketchy, I feel like, just because I don't know if gators would be in there or not. So I'm trying to walk really fast through this part. But I'm probably freaking myself out more than what I should be because I'm sure people walk this every day that live here. Ooh, there is a bunny up there. Oh no, that's a squirrel. I can't see. But yeah, so we're just enjoying our morning out and about today. Like I said, I'm trying to get in a better habit now while she's still young to try to get her out and do something fun in nature. Not every day because I know that would be too much, but maybe every other day or at least twice a week. I will say the nice thing for residents that live in the town of Celebration is all these walking trails. Jack and I looked to live here, but it was just way out of the price range for what we could afford. But we love that they have all these trails here and they're all paved. If I can show you, I'm still on the same path, but they're all paved, and him and I really love to be outside, whether it's taking a walk. We also have bikes and we like to bike, and we talked about like when she gets to like the rollerblade phase, like maybe we'll get some family rollerblades. So it's nice that these are all paved here. Our community was supposed to have paved trails, but it ended up turning out to be gravel, so it's hard to do a lot on gravel. We're just strolling along. Another beautiful morning. So I've made it to the part now that Jack and I had walked the last time, where you can see for sure downtown Celebration now, and then the hotel. So I forget what it's called. Celebration Hotel, I think. Yeah. So the trail I was on ended up connecting to this one. I know that there's a ton of trails all through Celebration in general. Just where I parked this time because it seemed really busy down here. I wasn't sure if the trail would connect to this or not, and it did. So we're on like this, I don't even want to call it a pier, but it's like just a little deck, I guess, or pier, whatever you want to call it. And you can kind of just look out. Oop, pop back on me. But yeah, and then the water's down there. I guess it's your way of looking for like different birds and ducks and just wildlife. It's not far off like the normal path because that's where I just came from. And just a little pier or walkway you can come out on and look down. And there are also signs here, which I love, that tell you, at least on this path, how far you've gone. So right there marks a fourth a mile if you continue on the trail. I haven't found the map yet. Next time I find the map for this one, I can show you too. But if you ever vacation here and stay in Celebration because it's close to Disney, if you're doing a Disney vacation, it's definitely a nice spot in the morning, especially when it is cooler out. Right now, still in the midst of August and it is hot. But if you get out in the morning, it's doable. But yeah, once like midday and for sure 2 o'clock hits, it's really boiling here still. There's nothing like it when you can find a shady path. Especially when it's getting warm now. We've done about 1.5 miles. By the time we get back to the car, I think we'll be at about 2 miles. And it's getting warm, so I'm gonna get her back in some cool air. And we're making our way back to the car. Just have to take this little bridge And then I just parked over that way. These I think are people's like either townhomes or condos, because it says private property there, so you can't take that trail. But that trail you could keep taking, and the one that I'm on, and a nice little boardwalk. So peaceful out today. Alright, baby girl and I are back home. I need to catch up on some washing bottles, and then maybe I'll get to cleaning out underneath the steps today that I was trying to do the other day. She just went down for a nap. I still need to make Jack and I lunch, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing all that, and then we're supposed to walk the neighborhood with our neighbors later, so we still got a pretty busy day ahead of us. So for lunch, I'm just making Jack and I some crackers and goat cheese. If anybody hasn't tried the cranberry cinnamon goat cheese and actually likes goat cheese, this one is one of my favorites. We picked this up when we were at Aldi's. It's really good on bread or crackers. It's better on bread, but definitely give it a try if you're a fan of goat cheese. Also, just gonna vent for a second, because has this happened to anybody else? I feel like every time we go either to the dentist or the doctor appointments for her, like appointment times are just astronomically long. And I remember when we lived in Ohio and even Phoenix, Georgia, I can't remember, I don't know why, but when we went to the dentist, we would be there like maybe 15 minutes waiting in the like waiting area, and then back there for the 30-minute cleaning and on our way. So like really total maybe there an hour, most of the time quicker than that, because the 6-month cleanings always went fast even when they did x-rays. So Jack had a dentist appointment today, and the place was about 20 minutes from our house, but he was literally in the office for a solid 2 hours. And we got there early, like not we, but he got there early because they ask you to get there early to fill out any paperwork. Now we were new patients because we were trying a new dentist, because the last dentist was similar, and it's just like he working a full-time job, like back when I even worked a full-time job, and his place is much more, I don't know, like not lenient, but lenient when it comes to doctor's visits. But when I worked a full-time job a few years ago, you only got 2 hours for a doctor's appointment. So that meant getting there, being at the doctor's office, and getting yourself back home to be back online. Or if you like, I was in the office at that point, so like I would have to leave the office, get there, get my appointment done, and get back to the office within 2 hours. Otherwise I had to make up my time, but they gave you the 2 hours free for like appointments. So it just blows my mind now that he was literally at the dentist for 2 solid hours. That doesn't account for our like 20-minute drive there and 20-minute drive home. So that's over the normal, what I would say corporations give you for like a doctor's appointment, because I thought the 2 hours was pretty nice back when I was working full-time, that I didn't have to make up as long as I was within that 2-hour window. So it's just uber frustrating. I don't know if it's a thing post-COVID. I don't know if it's a thing here being in Orlando. I don't know if like dentists and doctor's office are just overbooking anymore, but it really, really sucks for all of us out here that like he's gonna obviously make up his time now, but it's just really frustrating that you can't get in quickly anymore. And that's one of the reasons why we changed her pediatrician. One, we didn't agree with some of the vaccines that they wanted her to get. They were too new. I'm not into those new vaccines that have only been made a couple years ago. So we changed her pediatrician for that reason, because the pediatrician was about 20 minutes from our house, and then we'd wait in the lobby a solid hour before getting called back. And then by the time we'd get called back, they would do like her, I don't want to say vitals, but like the nurses would check her. And then we never even got a true, like, I don't want to say a true pediatrician, but we never got a pediatrician. We always ended up getting a nurse practitioner. And nothing against nurse practitioners, like I'm really fine seeing a nurse practitioner, but then we would be waiting in the after the waiting room in the actual room another 30 minutes just to see a nurse practitioner to then have her appointment. So we were still there 2 hours. So I just can't fathom why appointments are taking that long in general. One, at her pediatrician sitting in the lobby a whole hour, and then another 30 minutes before the doctor even came in, and then by the time you got done with the appointment, you were at the 2 hour mark. But teeth cleanings, like in Phoenix and when we lived in Ohio, I'd be in and out of there in like 45 minutes, hour max. And I just think 2 hours for an appointment today was ridiculous. Does anybody else feel the same way? Or is it happening to anybody else? Or is it maybe just a thing here in Florida? Or I just keep choosing the wrong doctors for us? Luckily, her new pediatrician that we tried for her checkup, I think that was 2 weeks ago now, that one went really well. We were in and out of there in what I would say a reasonable time. We spent a lot of time with the pediatrician, so it was more on us because I had a lot of questions coming up for her, for like her milestones and everything, and then when we start solids, so like she spent a lot of time with us answering our questions. But we could have been in and out of that one because we only waited in the lobby 15 minutes, and then we were called back and the doctor was in there within 15 minutes, so we could have got that appointment done. But we were in and out of there in an hour and a half. But that one I just blame us because we were asking so many questions. But yeah, so rant over. It just blows my mind that his dentist appointment took that long today. It's been some time again. We went for a walk with our neighbors, had dinner, I got all the bottles cleaned. I unfortunately didn't have time to clean underneath the steps, so hopefully I can either accomplish that this week, and if not this week, this weekend, because Jack and I definitely want to get it done. But anyway, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you around like a donut.